to the older age, okay, which is 4 to 5 years old. So at this age, the child should be able to develop friendship. The social circle of the child become larger, and they know how to follow the rule. They can choose weather appropriate clothes according to weather, but this is of course not applicable in Malaysia because most of the developmental milestone was developed in the Western countries who have 4 seasons. So this is actually not applicable to the Malaysian population, and they can dress self-independently, and they can play with 4 to 5 children in a group. So it's become large. The social circle of the individual of the child is become larger at the age of 4 to 5 years old. And if they did not achieve the milestone, they may have difficulties in socializing, have difficulties expressing what he or she wants, needs, and thought and idea. Okay, and this is very common among the children with autism spectrum disorder, especially those with those without verbal skill. Okay, so sometimes it's very difficult for the parent to understand their children because we don't know what they feel, what is their emotion, because they could not talk their emotion. Okay, so that's why it's very difficult to manage the child with autism spectrum disorder. Okay, they may also have difficulties with self-care tasks such as dressing, feeding, and toileting. Okay, all right. To the next, to the older age, okay, at the age of 5 to 6 years old, the child start to engage in kindergarten or start to go to daycare. So they can do a morning routine at school. For example, putting a bag away and put drink bottle in correct spot in the bag. They can also open lunch box, ziplock, and food packaging on their own. And they can sitting at desk, following teacher instruction and independently doing in-class assignment, exercise, or anything that the teacher asks he or she to do it. All right, and at this age, they also can coping with busy environment. So we can say that at the age of 5 to 6 years old, the child should have selective attention. Okay, so meaning that they can disregard other distraction and only focus on the certain task only. Okay, and the next one is they can settling independently for sleep, and they can packing a bag for school or other outing with assistant. So it's required assistant to packing a thing. All right. So let's say that the developmental milestone is not achieved. This is the possible problem that the patient have. Okay, or that the child have. They may have poor attention and concentration. They may be easily distracted and have difficulty sitting still. So this is related to attention of the children. They may have poor organizational skill. They may have delayed fine motor skill, and they may demonstrate difficulties in coping in busy environment. Okay, right. Okay, to the older age, from 6 to 7 years old. So at this age, the child should be able to independently get himself to sleep through the night. So at this age, they don't require any help to go to sleep or to go to bed. Okay, they can shower independently. They can packing a bag for school or other outing with a little assistant. Okay, to look for the schedule of the school. Okay, schedule of the subject. Okay, they can independently toileting during the day and at night. They can telling time. Okay, they start to they can start to let you know what time is now, and they know where's their body in time and space. So then they know where is left, where is right, where is the location of the body, and they also can prepare simple meal, for example, cereal. Okay, if the milestone did not achieve, they may have this possible problem, they may easily distracted or have difficulty sitting still. This is related to attention of the child. They may have poor organizational skill. They may have difficulty self-care tasks such as dressing, feeding, and toileting. All right. To the older age, from 7 to 8 years. At this age, the child should be able to recalling event and describing them. Okay, so at this age, the child should be able to tell you the story, what happened in the school, what happened in the daycare, or what happened when they are with their friends. So at this age, the typical children normally can describe or can tell you a story about themselves, and they can remember a sentence to write, and that was just talk about or told. So meaning that at this age, the child should be able to have a good working memory in the hard sciences. We call it working memory. Okay, they can attending for longer period of time. They should have more attention span or concentration. They can taking on more responsibilities in doing household chores. They can understand how to use money. They can tell in the time and displaying time management skill. Okay, they can do the schedule. They can prepare simple meal, for example, cereal and sandwich. And if they have, if the milestone did not achieve, they may have this possible issue. They may have a problem in expressing thought and idea verbally and in written form. They may be easily distracted and have difficulty sitting still. They may demonstrate poor organization skill, and they may have difficulty in self-care tasks. Okay, all right. So as for Malaysian, I know that in this group, we also have somebody from United Kingdom, somebody from Thailand participating in this webinar. So this is actually for Malaysian mother. So do you still remember the pin book that you have when you go for your appointment, for your first time appointment when you get pregnant? So this pin book is actually have a section that can track developmental milestone of your child. Okay, for example, here as we can see on the picture, at the age of 14 to 12 to 22 months, the child should be able to undress him or herself. Okay, so take number one for the parent and teacher out there. So of course, in order to teach self-help skill to the children with autism, you should follow the developmental milestones. So you should know which skill you should teach first before another skill. Okay, please don't teach too advanced skill to the child. So because it will create a lot of failure, and it will decrease the motivation of the child to participate in our therapy session.